being in front of Disneyland, I'm asking you, can stories and fun and entertainment make our world better?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, stories, let's start with stories. Stories are the glue of our culture. They hold our culture together. Every culture, all the cultures. I mean, culture starts with stories. It starts with people no longer hunting and foraging for food for 10 hours because they found more efficient ways. With the human intelligence, they found more efficient ways to gather food. Or even better, like, you know, more efficient ways of hunting and preparing food, cooking basically. And then also they started putting all the food they wanted together to grow it in a yard, in a kind of a farm. And that's the agricultural revolution, yeah. And then suddenly people had more time. They were no longer under pressure to like 10, 12 hours a day gather food and prepare it and eat it and then procreate and then fall asleep. And they had time to talk. They had time to start telling stories, and it was also preserving first they were also preserving the technologies, but also all the ideas, the rules, everything they gathered that together. So the human condition, the whole idea that there is knowledge that should be passed on, learning that could be gathered, that started with stories, not with lessons. At the start it was not teachers teaching, it was people telling stories about how things were and who did what, and those big people that did the big deeds, you know, the one guy who hunted that big bear and how he did it, and how the other guy never came back because he ventured east and so he shouldn't venture east, and all these things. So I mean, cultural learning and this is embedded in our brains as storytelling and entertainment. If you really take seriously entertainment that can really entertain, you know, not just ridiculous stuff that's cool for 1 hour, but like really like the big stories. Like, I mean, we're in front of Disney, so like Disney was an inventor. He was somebody who believed in a better world, and he got all his range through stories. And I mean, they're telling moral tales, like fairy tales. There's a moral to most Disney stories. There's a deeper understanding and learning to be had in most of the Disney movies, not just the superficial, but also in all their mythology and the iconography. There's lots of things to be understood there that are part of the human condition. And I think preserving things that are good about the human condition, trying to progress us as a species, making us moral, and also making us come together. I think stories and entertainment are a big way. Because who wants to be taught morals if it's not fun, right? But if it's a mouse treating a dog right, or if it's a sister with magical powers being saved by her sister, something that people can connect to. And also, you know, if it's big heroes like Marvel heroes, special powers, like are too stupid to talk to their girlfriends. But we all connect, and we all like understand that this isn't like we've been on a ride there, you know, with Indians, and Africans and Asians and other Europeans, and they all get that. I mean, it's not like we are like they have to culturally understand something so that they can get those stories. They get those stories. They get the stories without any kind of translation, even if the language is different. They still get it, and a lot of us learn English because they want to partake in the entertainment. That's also something that's big. I mean, I learned a lot of English also through entertainment, and it's a good thing. I mean, there's lots of commerce, of course. Yeah, I mean, you buy all this shit and costumes and the food and trinkets. And, yeah, I mean, they got to make their money, right? But it's and it's also for the memories. I mean, take that with you and remember. But all in all, the answer to your question will be yes. And I think this is a palace of entertainment, and in a weird way, it could make people come together. I mean, we've seen the show yesterday night, right? So that's the story. That's the Disney message: is come together over stories. Like, you talk to your inner child, be playful. And I think a lot of the problems in this world could be solved much better if we would take them as serious as they are, but be playful in approaching those solutions, like with an open mind, trying to understand what else could we do. And the next time you face a tough decision or a moral dilemma or a relationship story or a child is sick or something, maybe it gives you this little bit of courage to really act the right way instead of the convenient way. Maybe next time you want to save the planet, maybe Wally's in your mind, I don't know, but maybe it's just little things that make us change our minds and our hearts by listening and understanding it. And it's intercultural, it's just human, and it's and I think it's a great thing. And yeah, going to a park like this and having fun, this is just a park with rides and stuff, but there were also lots of good messages. and lots of good feeling. And in the end, if you're having fun, if you enjoy your life, it empowers you to withstand the bad stuff and to maybe gather the energy to make the difficult decisions again. So I don't think that's bad at all. I think it's great, and I think it's I think it can change the world, but not by itself. It takes us to listen, takes us to understand those stories, and it takes us to also get the spread, to get how wide it is. You know, it's not a narrow bit that you don't like or dislike. I hate fanboys, you know, make the story their thing and say they should satisfy their needs instead of saying, like, there's a guy telling me a story for millions of dollars and I should maybe listen and see what stories they're telling me. And then you can enjoy it and understand what's ingrained in it and what's ingrained in all of us. The will to be better people, the will to strive for a future that's worth living, and the will to pass on our knowledge through the stories that we've lived through and that we imagine and that we take heart. And I want my children to grow up with stories. Mine, yeah, yours, but also these of other people, because there's some great storytellers out there and we should respect that. We should find it in our hearts to seek for ourselves in those pictures and those iconography, and cry a little when the music goes off, you know, because it's worth it, right? In the stories, in the movies, as well as in life, there's an end credits rolling, and you better sit down for that and smile a little and cry a little and understand that you're just a man, just a woman, just a person. But you can move stuff, especially other people. That's what our world's made of. The decisions of a lot of people. So let's move them.